Hey guys, so fun to be here with you. Today we're going to talk about veggie tacos. We are trying to eat more plant foods. We know how to eat meat, but we're all trying to get more of those good plants that God made for us that are so healthy into our diets. And this is a recipe that's going to help you do that in a very delicious way. So let me just go over real quickly the ingredients. Now what I have in the box here is kind of like a prepping. It's not total prep, but just really just setting aside the ingredients ahead of time is I think a form of prepping. These are the basic ingredients, and then we're going to talk about a few things that if you have on hand you can add to it, but if this is all you have, these are sort of the basics. So let's go over it real quick. So the base is going to be made from bell pepper, onion, and mushrooms. And we're going to chop those up and kind of make what you would maybe call the filling for your tacos. We're going to season that with a little bit of chili powder and cumin. I have those out right here, but I went ahead and prepped ahead of time and put them in a little jar, a tablespoon of chili powder and a teaspoon of the cumin. So we're going to chop those and we're going to kind of pan fry them on low and just a little bit of oil. And then we're going to put them in a corn tortilla. Now you all may have heard me talk before about our sprouted Ezekiel corn tortillas. These are sprouted and they are just a little bit more digestible, super healthy, and these are my #1 corn tortilla. They're a little bit hard to find at times, and I found this one at Kroger that isn't organic. It's not sprouted, but I just wanted you to know, as long as you're finding corn tortillas that are non-GMO, to me that's kind of the biggest thing. So see if you can at very least find that non-GMO label, and when you can get organic or even sprouted, it's even better. So we're going to use those, and then I think avocados are mandatory on this, so you could probably eat them without it, but it's super special to have avocado. And then we also like to have salsa of some kind. You can make salsa out of a can of Rotel. We've done that before in recipes. And then we have a homemade salsa made with fresh tomatoes. It's even better, but use what you have. This is a jarred salsa that I got at HEB, and it has pure ingredients. So we are going to prep this, and then we can use different toppings that we'll talk about in just a minute if you have some of those, and we'll cook this together in just a second. We have chopped that mushroom pretty fine. You can kind of coarsely chop the onions and the bell peppers, and then we just want to cook that down, and you can just kind of let it cook down until it kind of cooks off the juices and the vegetables get tender. I cook it on sort of a medium, maybe start it a little bit higher, but usually when I'm cooking with oil, I try not to cook it too high of a temperature. I just think it's healthier for us. So we're going to sprinkle on our herbs, or seasoned spices, I guess you would call them, and just mix those in and just let it cook down. So probably maybe total of 15 minutes after you get your veggies chopped and cooking. I would say it takes about 15 minutes for those to cook down. It sort of helps if you pan fry the onions and bell peppers and let them get a little bit soft before you add the mushrooms, and then just let it cook down until the juices have kind of cooked out. And here's what you get, and you know what, it even kind of looks like a taco seasoning with the cumin and the chili powder. It really tastes like it. Again, as always, add salt if you would like. We use a good brand of salt like real salt or Celtic. If you're using salt unrefined is the key word there. And then top them any way you like. So we just use what we have. So obviously you could just fill the corn tortillas the way we have and eat them, but we have a number of things that we just had on hand, and so we have those here to top with. Now I will tell you, when it comes to the corn tortillas, we did a soft tortilla, and today we heated up just a little bit of hot water and just sort of let these get soft enough that we could put them in the bowl and bend them well and fill them. You can also do that in the microwave. I do not use the microwave very often at all. As a matter of fact, pretty much zero, but if that's something you do anyway, then you can warm them in the microwave with a little bit of water, and I think it kind of just steams them. Or I don't know if you're using oil or not. Some people are trying to avoid oils, and some people do cook with oils. So a little bit of coconut oil and then just getting them soft on the stove, that's another option, and we've done that. We just don't overdo cooking with oil. So those are options. So now let's just top it, and that's just pretty easy. We may have to eat these with a fork instead of handheld, as most tacos would be. You could also even crisp up your taco shells if that's the way you want to do it. We have eaten these with a just a soft shell of corn tortilla. We had friends come by here, Marie and Mark, and they are the ones that had done this with us the very first time. I had heard of it, I'm sure, but I had never done it, and maybe I'd never even heard of it. I can't even remember at this point, but it was so good that we have done it ever since we did it that first time. So anyway, from there we just top it, and I didn't do a totally neat job of that, but I hope you can tell it looks very, very yummy. Of course, you can top it with as much salsa as you want, and we would perhaps, if we were having a large crowd, this might be enough for lunch or even for dinner. But if you're having company, you can put on the side of this, mash up some pinto beans, top them with a little either nutritional yeast or a little bit of raw cheese or something that you would do to spice it up. And then brown rice cooked with a little bit of Rotel tomato and some chili powder could be good. Maybe we'll do that in another recipe sometime, kind of a Spanish rice. But there's a way to make a whole meal out of this, and I think it's delicious. I think you're gonna like it. So try it, let me know what you think. All right, that's it. God bless you big, bye-bye.